it is so important. It is so important that you don't look up to anybody or anything as, well, they must be just better than me. They must know more than me. There are people who are going to know more than you on certain subjects and topics. But, just to quote David Goggins, like, if you're playing Roger Federer and you're a professional tennis player, you don't view Roger Federer as this God-given, just out of this world tennis player. You just see him as a good tennis player. You don't view him as, you don't put him on a pedestal, on a podium. A lot of us go through negativity and we have a knockback, we fall down, but we can rebuild. You can always rebuild and be something better than you were previously. You can always use negativity and just negative situations to rebuild yourself, to use it as fuel, to just come back like we should have never have doubted you, said anything about you in the first place. There's so many people in this world that you have to armour yourself against. You've got to just, you can't view them as anything because they're nothing. They're nothing. But viewing them as something that, well, they must be better than me. No. They're not better than you. In my mind, I am better than everybody. In my mind, nobody is better than me. No one. I am my own fucking person. I am my own person. Like, who? I rely on me. I've got to be my own everything. I've learned to be alone for quite some time now. It's like Mad Max, Batman. Dark Knight. You just ride solo, a lone wolf. That's how I see myself. I'm a lone wolf, and I've been a lone wolf for, all my life. It doesn't mean that I haven't had people in my life who have been there for me. I've got a family, and like, when I say family, I mean siblings and your mum and your dad, and I don't mean I've got a family where I've got a wife or spouse and kids. I haven't got that. But life has made me to just be more selfish. Life has made me to be my own character in my own story. This is my journey, and you've got to own it. You've got to own yourself and own where you are in life. And if it's good, bad, whatever, the best thing to do is just own it and do something about it. It's not to make up fairy tale lies to stroke your ego, to give you false hope. It's why I listen to the realists. I listen to real guys, straight up caps like David Goggins, because he had loads of problems, and you don't have to invent a guy that is not you yet, but it will be. It's like if you're stupid, call yourself stupid, or if you're whatever, call yourself out and actually do something about it. Don't just call yourself out and do nothing. Times like this, it's very fundamental to learn to be okay being alone and doing stuff for yourself, because at the end of the day, that's we're all alone. You know, it doesn't matter if you've got millions, thousands, or whatever. People are very self-orientated. You know, primarily, people are selfish. People, you know, we all think about ourselves first before we think about anybody else. I know I do, and I'm not going to stop being this way. Like, nobody's going to tell me shit. You know, there's so many tools you can use. Like, for instance, when I go on a run, I can sometimes think about times where I'm like, you know what, fuck this. I'm not going to prove you right. These negative people, nah, you're my fuel now. I'm going to be tons better than you ever thought I was. And that's the way it goes. It's nobody else is going to do this like I am. So I'm going to do this at the best that I can to get where I need to go. And it's all about that fuel. You know, you need something to really work for and get yourself going, and taking care of yourself, you know, your health, supplements and vitamins, your food, everything is important. If you don't eat right, you won't feel right. You know, if you eat shit, you won't feel shit. If you eat good, you'll feel good. And this is why I take my health very, very serious. And I resist all the fucking so-called pleasures and what people like to do, and you know, it's like what people like to eat. Like, I resist all that. I don't like it because it just, if you're not going forward, you're either staying the same or you're going backwards. Just the other day, I was out with a friend, and it was at this big plaza court, whatever you want to call it, hall, food court, entertainment place, full of bars and food stands, you know, kiosks. And I bought a cheesy chip wrap, and I was eating it because I was there on a Saturday with my friend, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, this is shit. This isn't even food. This is just junk food. This is shit. But it was because I was with that guy who wouldn't think twice about it. Like, I kind of slipped, and I'm never going to do that again. You know, ordering shit food is a big deal. Like, it's a no for me. And it was just the drinking, and him drinking excessively, and kind of, we'll get some shots in, or you want a drink? And it's like, I hate having to remind people, I don't drink. And I need a fucking t-shirt saying, I don't drink. Because I'm never going to do that shit that everybody else does. It's so important to stay away from the people who force you to do something you don't want to do. If you're on a journey that, look, I don't do this, it's either you respect it or you get the fuck out of my life. It's like, there's no excuses. No excuses. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. They don't have the right to force you. You know, it's how it is. And I'd rather tell people straight and have them not like me than just playing along and going with it and have them like me for someone who I don't want to be. You know, this is a very serious year for me. This is a no bullshit year. It is completely a no bullshit year. It's gonna be my birthday soon. 27. And you know, I see myself differently to everybody else. Like, we are all getting older, but I'm the same person in terms of my morals and what I like to do. And it's still another opportunity, and still time to do the things I want to do. But now it's a more aggressive, meaner, more focused, dedicated me. It's not, well, we'll just see how it is. It is what it is. No, it's not who I am. Learning to not give a fuck about anyone. And when I say learning not to give a fuck about anyone, I don't mean this disrespectfully. I mean you've got to be so selfish about your own life and what you want to do, about what anybody thinks, what's held you back in the past. It's no longer, it doesn't resonate with you anymore. You don't go back to that. You stick out your journey, even if you've had a wobble. You don't see it that way. You've made mistakes. You're learning from them. Nobody's going to see it like you see something, because nobody's got your mind and your thoughts, and it's up to you to give yourself everything. That you owe yourself everything. It's the only way I see it. You know, like, if you don't want to do shit, okay, that's you. It's not me. But being around energy you don't want to be around. This is what I mean when I say protecting your mind, your body, your spirit. Because we're all connected. We're all interconnected with each other. And if you're around the wrong people, and it messes with your psyche, and it messes with you, and you're changing in ways you don't like when you look in that mirror, it's completely down to you to get rid of those people, to stop hanging around with negative people. I've lost so many people in my life, primarily just down to something just stopped. We just drifted away. But I've also told people about just how I feel. And sometimes it's gone south, and they've just cut me out their life, and that's fine. I'm going to do something that my therapist ages back told me I should do. Write down everything. You know, write something down for yourself. What you're doing for your mind, like for your mental health, for your physical health, for your spiritual, emotional, even though that is going to kind of fall under mental health, I guess. But remembering that why you are here, you're not here for anybody else. You're not here for anybody else other than you and your loved ones, your inner circle. The ones who don't know you, you don't owe shit to. You don't fucking owe them anything. And it's important to remember that. To remember that if you want to get out this pit, if you want to get rid of if you have to do all this shit to claw yourself out of this hole, that's what you're gonna do. But to get out of this pit that you're in, it's got to just be you. Only you can do this, because everybody else is they're on their thing. They don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter if you're suffering or you're not, and it doesn't matter. They're nothing. People who you don't know are essentially nothing. NPCs, background characters, whatever you want to call it. They're nothing. They're in their own story. You're in your own story. That's all there is to it. So yeah. But you've got to take yourself seriously. I'm taking myself very seriously right now in this part of my life. And I don't really care if I lose people, what people might think about how I dress, how I present myself, how I speak. It doesn't matter. It's never mattered, but I've only just woken up to this and really started taking this seriously, that it doesn't fucking matter. We only have this life right now. And that's it. We don't have a repeat. We don't know where we're going to end up. But if we're only here once, you may as well own the shit you're in right now and work towards having a better life for yourself. Because when you have a better life for yourself, you're more likely going to end up helping other people to do the same thing.